starting with the next round, we go to the upkeep phase. We're just going to keep cranking these rounds out. We don't have any afflictions. We don't have any torches. Now remember, we did, our battle mage did use this spectral sword. So this is going to unchannel. So now it's available for use again. So we'll flip it over. Then we're going to do the initiative tokens. We haven't completed all the quests. So we don't worry about the teleport track. So again, we're going to say 1, 3, and 5, and then 2, 4, and 6. We're going to start with our paladin, 1, 3, 5, and with our battle mage will be 2, 4, 6. Okay, that takes care of all that. The next thing we're going to do is the encounter. So let's see what nastiness we have here. Event. It says randomly select a hero. Nobody's engaged. So it can be either one of those. So we'll roll a d6. And this will be the initiative token. Whatever initiative token it lands on will be who it's going to pick. So it's a 1. So that's going to be our... Wow. That is going to be our paladin. Great. As the heroes passing by a pile of skeletons or I catch something glinting, heroes discovered a stone glyph of lightning. When taken, place 3 tokens upon it. These are the charges within the stone. Adjacent to a minion, champion, or guardian, the hero may use one of their actions to activate the stone. Remove 1 token and roll a d3. The result is damage dealt to this monster. Once all charges have been exhausted, remove this card from play. This card can be traded between heroes. Oh, that is cool. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Yes, okay. So, wow. He's just knocking it out of the park. So I'm going to put this over here. We're going to do a little... So once you start to get a bunch of stuff, this is the problem. This thing has scope creep badly. So we're going to put 3 counters on this. And this is going to be extra damage that we can do. Holy cow. That's awesome. And that will complete the encounter phase. Guardian phase is next. Let's roll while we're here. And if we roll a 12 or higher, an 8, we don't get a Guardian. We're down to 11. My God, this is ridiculous. Okay, well, that takes care of the Guardian. We move that down to 11. That's as low as it can go, so now we're just going to keep rolling every turn until we can spawn one. And we're going to go to the hero phase, starting with our Paladin. Alrighty, so we're going to start with the Paladin. However, we're actually going to start with Albus. We're going to start with Albus because remember he has those potions and he's just back here, so he is going to be wanting to get those to our extremely battered Paladin who desperately needs the healing and also needs the essence so he can potentially heal himself. Remember, he has the healing hands. So we're going to roll Albus' first movement. 5 plus 6, 11. Absolutely more than enough. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to hand off both of these to our Paladin. And then he's going to finish 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and move him again. The reason I'm doing that is because we're heading up north to those crypts. And so we might as well get him up there close, so if we do get anything loot-wise or whatnot, he's by there. Also, we'll take a look at this. You will notice that there is a mine right there. Now, the thing about this is, while Albus cannot mine, or he doesn't have a pickaxe that can mine, he can at least go see if that is in fact a legitimate site or not. So he's going to go ahead and move on to that mine to see whether it's legit or not. That is a 3. So he's got a total of 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is mining site C. So if we have a pickaxe, we could go attempt to mine there. That was 8, and then we'll make him run one more down here. 4, 9. So that was his go. So now we know where a legitimate mining site is. So now let's actually go back to the Paladin Carrick, and let's see if we can get him up and over where he needs to be. Alright, so we're going to look at this right quick. So this is his activation, so we're going to go ahead and take that out. Remember, he has these 2 potions, so as a free action, before he does anything else on the board movement-wise, he's actually going to use both of those. So he's going to gain 6 health. That's going to put him at 8 health, and he's going to gain 6 essence. And this slide, there we go. So he's going to go to something. Did I do that wrong? There we are. He's going to go to 6 essence. So now he at least has some ability to use healing hands if he needs to. Not going to use it yet. 8 health is pretty decent. Remember, we're still level 1, so not going to worry about that. Now let's go back to the board and let's see where he's going to move. That was, remember, a free action. All right, here we are. And let me just clarify. I just said it was a free action. I guess I should say it doesn't cost an action, so it wasn't a free action. It wasn't an action at all. It's just something that he can do, technically, right? So I want to make sure I keep that straight. It doesn't cost him anything to do it, so it's not an action, but it's not a free action because it's anyway. Just a technical thing there. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get up here, or over here, because remember the cellar and the undercroft. Remember we've got those 4 pit vipers and the assassins that we pulled out at the very, very beginning. They're over here somewhere. We've got to kill them. Now, once we kill them, that will complete the side quest, and then the only thing we'll have left is killing the guardians. So let's hope we can do that. All right, here we go. Let's do some movement. Remember, we have forget-me-not tokens. Actually, let's put those probably going to go this way because that'll let us miss this trap. That's the best thing to do. So we're going to do movement. Remember, D6 plus 2. Wow, 4. He's running. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Nice. All right. Next move with his second. That was his first action. Second action is going to be to simply move. 3 plus 2, that's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is his activation. While we're here, let's go ahead and do the Battle Mage's activation. She's going to do the same thing. Start heading in that direction. We're not ready to take on. We could go potentially in here for the level 2 stuff, but I don't think we're going to do that. Not yet. So she's going to go. She's going to move. Oh, wow. A 1. So she... What is the deal? 1, 2, 3. Everybody's so slow. She's going to move again with a second action. It's a second activation. 5. Now, question is... range of 4, right? So we have this guy up here. This is the Goblin Footman. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So she could go to here and still not be seen by him. Because I kind of want maybe Garrick. Yeah, she's got a lot of energy. He only has one. Yeah, that's okay. She's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So immediately, because that's within 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it's not within 4. So still not close. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure how that works. Hold on. Alright, yeah. So the way line of sight works is it's a 4 square radius. So that kind of includes diagonals. So even though there's a pillar here from center to center, I think it would be able to see her. So it is going to convert into a raiding minion immediately. So we kind of like need to take it out now. And that is her activation. So now it's back to Carrick. And again, this is third activation. So Carrick's going. He is going to, do movement. He is going to head that direction. And you got a 3, that's a 5, 1, 2. Double check, make sure there's not a wall there. Yeah, there's not. So he's going to the treasure chest. So let's draw from the treasure chest deck and see what we get. What do we get? Oh, come on, be something good. Sinkhole. That is not good. As you approach the chest, you feel the ground beneath you tremble and sink. You are quick enough to jump back to solid ground and watch as the chest is engulfed by a vast sinkhole. Place the Sinkhole Token on this treasure space and move back 1 space. The hero must spend 3 movement to jump over the sinkhole. Monsters ignore the movement. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so he jumps back a space, so he's actually going to end up right there. This goes away. Of course it does. I mean, that's what we do. And we put a Sinkhole Token. Alright, so here's the Sinkhole Token. It's going to sit right there. Well, let me show that to you. So several of the traps have tokens. There's a Sinkhole Token. Boom. So, hey, at least we didn't take damage, because I really thought he was going to start rolling for damage for like falling in the sinkhole. So, my forget-me-not tokens. I just forgot to put them out there. About how that goes. And this card, I'm just going to set it kind of over here to the side with the environment card to keep us as a reminder that we don't have anything going on up there. Right. Second action. He's going to head probably into this cellar. So let's move over there, because that could potentially result. Well, no, that is going to result in combat. So let's go over there. All right. So here we are, kind of zoomed up on him. Good camera. So here's the thing. Let me show you this. This is a good example of. So, like I said, there's no symbology or anything around a square that says, hey, this is an obstacle, this would completely block movement or line of sight or whatever. I think that is something that should have been done, because now we've got, and there's etc. is written into the rules. There's some specific things they mentioned, but there's a lot of etceteras. So now we have to make a judgment call about whether something is blocking line of sight or not. And for example, this right here, looking at it, I mean, those look like casks. I think of those as being tall, like a shelf. I would say that blocks line of sight. These, because it doesn't have the casks on it, I would say would not block line of sight. But I still would think I would not be able to, like, I don't have like the ability to jump over it. There's no mechanic for that. So what I'm going to say in this case, is I'm going to have to go around it to get into this room. Okay. And, I guess that's kind of a neat thing in a way, because you can be very creative, and Roger is an extremely creative person, and the way his mind thinks and the way he explains things, like when he's doing his playthroughs, when you watch him, when he rolls the dice and he does a warfare roll, it's not just a roll to see if he hits, and he sees the combat happen, he sees the action happen, he sees it, like a live action movie, and I think that's awesome. Not everybody's like that. I'm that way to an extent, but I do enjoy dungeon crawl, but my mind's eye doesn't necessarily always go to that kind of level. So, to each his own. There's nothing wrong with that. So for me, I'm just going to say mechanically, I'm going to have to go around it. So we're going to roll for our movement, and we're going to see what happens. A 4. So that's going to be a total of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Literally just enough to get in there. So we're going to go to the battle mat, because remember, we have to draw from that set out set. Is that even? I don't know. We're going to say that's legit. Of tokens. Now we're going to flip this over, and it's going to say level 1. They're all level 1 of the Viper or the Assassin. All right. So here we are. So again, remember, we've got this deck. Right, these cards. Give them a quick shuffle. Do you see that? So one of these, we gotta kill 4 of these, and it's random. So what we find in the chamber is a Vampiric Assassin. All right, so it is the regular level Vampiric Assassin. Let me make sure I grab the right one. Okay. That was like the second fuse, just a couple seconds for me. I just wanted to make sure that that there weren't elite versions. These are champions, so it's not like the minions. So, that's what we're going with. They are level 1, so remember that we don't have any kind of like skill that they have, which is nice. She is using spiritual, ranged, and not spiritual. Yeah, spiritual, ranged, and mythical. So there's going to be the three things that we have going on here. Of course, we will have our die here. So let's just start. And remember, this is champion, so this combat is going to keep going and going and going until either we evade out, and there is the evade value there if we want to run away, or we go until they kill us or we kill them. Remember, he is currently sitting at 8 health. Notice that this is, again, arcane, so if we fail that roll, we normally take 1 damage. Instead, we're actually going to take 2 damage. So, let's see what we got going on. So, what are we going to use first? It's going to be arcane. All right. Arcane. We're going to use this weapon. Remember, in the evolved combat, right, we use the same weapon every time. Right, we can reuse the weapons, which makes sense. In the original game, in the original rules, of course, you're playing with a lot more heroes and you can rally, so that does kind of change the dynamic. But you can only attack with a single weapon. You couldn't use the same weapon over and over. So in the evolved combat, you can't. So now remember, we don't have any kind of plus other than his regular skill for ranged, so it's just +1. So we need an 11 or higher to hit the Vampiric Assassin. Come on, 11 or higher. Let's see, let's move this out of the way. Put it right there. There you go. A 10 and a 4. That's a 14. And that was arcane. I said ranged, I meant arcane. So that's 2 damage, because we used this bow on the assassin. Alright, and we didn't fail it. So we wouldn't have, if we'd have failed that, remember, we would have taken 2 damage, but we did not. So now we're going to use mythical or spiritual. And we're going to use spiritual, which is best for us because remember we have a +7. So we need, alright, it's a 9 or a 1. So guess what? With our level 2 hero, there's no way we can mess this up. The minimum we need to roll is 2, and there's no way we're not rolling 2. So let's just see. Yeah, look at that. Surprise! This bow is taking some names. So, the dude complete, just killed this assassin. We might have to do our loot roll. We're looking at a 17 plus for treasure chest or a 7 plus for gold. 16, that's just insulting. 1 short of the treasure. We need to freaking get some treasure so we don't get any gold either. So, character's gonna get 100 gold and hope it doesn't get stolen by any kind of jerks. So that gold is gonna go to Carrick, and that is going to end his turn, his action on that activation, and it'll go back to our battle mage. Alright, so here we are back with battle mage. There's our forget-me-nots. So I think what she's going to do is she's actually going to do a normal attack. So she's going to try to get up next to this footman and hit it. Or actually, 1, 2, 3. She's not quite there. She could use essence to try to shoot it. She's going to be 1 short, so 1, 2, 3, 4. She can't quite reach him diagonally. Anyway, it's so weird. Movement's orthogonal. No, line of sight's no. So in the example that I saw in the book, line of sight it's really kind of like diagonal. So actually, if we went 1, 2, 3, she would have enough of a reach. So you know what? Instead, she's going to use 2 of her essence. So she's got 6. She's going to go to 4. Remember, she's going to use this. It costs 2 essence to use. We're going to flip it over. That's channeled. We're going to roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, it's a miss. A 3 to a 5, it's 1 damage. A 6 is 2 damage. So basically, as long as we don't roll a 1 or a 2, because the footman only has 1 health, we'll take him out. You can't see that. It's a 5, so he's gone. Now, I'm going to do this, and the reason I'm doing this is because she's not next to him to loot him. So if you look at the reference card that comes with this, one of the things that it says is stand adjacent. Let's see here. Yeah. With 1 action, a hero can move adjacent to a dead minion guardian that was previously slain this turn or the turn prior to this one and loot it. Okay? So it's still her turn. Then the next turn would be Carrick's, right? So she is the 4th activation. Yeah, she's the 4th activation. There's your 4th token. So this turn or next turn, so let's say that for some reason she couldn't get to it or decided not to get to it, Carrick could actually run up there. But after that, it goes away. So, again, you can think thematically however you want. The body disintegrates. Maybe, there's all kinds of creatures in the dungeon and they get consumed, or the dungeon is got some sort of, I think of what's a good example? Sort of animes where they're in a dungeon and what was it? It was one with a tower, and they were going to these towers. It wasn't like Sword Art, but it was another one. They went into the tower And when they killed an enemy, it would disintegrate and turn into like a crystal, and then they could loot the crystals. So you can think of it like it kills, and then their body's only there for a little bit of time. That's kind of what I would think about it. But remember, that was a free action. She hasn't actually used any one of her 2 actions, so she should be able to move there pretty easy. So 4, that's 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She is going to loot the body. All right. So looting the body, we look at the Goblin Footman's card, and we're going to treat this just like a regular, like a regular loot roll. So we need 20 to get a treasure, or a gold. Now, this Screeching Alarm, when a raiding goblin ends their turn, they roll d20. Any minion within 6 spaces. There's never a minion that was in 6 spaces, but if there had been, so this never actually activated, if there had been, he could have potentially turned other minions into raiding, and then we'd have had to deal with it. But he didn't. So, fortunately for us, he's going to go away. Bye-bye. We're going to do our loot roll. And we're going to get an 8, which is nowhere near a 20. Although, again, look at that. The 20 is like right there next to the 8. Roger. I don't know what you're channeling, but it's just wrong. And so we're going to move again. And I think she's got a little bit of help. These things only have 2 or 3. Let's see, the Vampire Assassin. So probably those Vipers. She might. I don't know. She's not very good. I think we better. She might have to evade that. Let's try. She's gonna go into one of these. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, look, there's another treasure chest right there. Change of plans. For second action, she's gonna go here. Now, here's the thing. There's a trap there, so she is gonna have to draw a trap card. So we'll see what the trap does. But yeah, she might as well do that. We got the option. So that was her first action. Second action, it's going to be to move. Wow, get the full 8 movement. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. We get Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. All right, so we take the trap deck. Again, we'll shuffle it up. And we get behind you. The hero quickly turns around. Oh, wait, we've had this one. Huh. Okay. Behind you. This hero quickly turns to the sound of a woman's blood-curdling scream heard deep in the dungeon as the hero is peering down a corridor. The door slowly opens as the ancient guardsman creeps toward him. Test willpower 16. So remember, her willpower is a +2, so she needs a 14 or better. 3 is not going to do it. On a fail, the ancient guardsman stabs the hero with a tainted blade. Roll a d6 to result in his health and essence loss. Hero then manages to slay the creature, thus ending the turn. So, a d6, eh? So this is where we want a low roll. Alright, 3 is not the worst. It's not the best. So she's going to lose 3 health. She's going to lose 3 essence. So she has no more essence. That's gone. And she had 9, 8, 7. So she's down to 6 health. So, and it says it ends her turn. Now, in this instance, it didn't really matter because that was... Well, it does matter because she doesn't get to continue moving forward. So this trap comes off. And boom. Now, the good thing about these... Well, is there a good thing about the traps? The plus side of traps is that whenever this dungeon resets, like when we go to Celebration Day and come back, I do not believe these traps come back. So once we've tripped them, they're done. Now there's a ton of them out here, so as we go into other sections, right, we're going to have to face some more traps, but we're not going to have to worry about ones that we've already sprung. We've dealt with those. Whew, okay. We're going to go to Carrick, and he is going to move out, and I think we're going to try to clear out another room. Alright, so here we are with Carrick. He is currently in this chamber. So we're going to move him out. Get me nuts. And we're going to probably try to move him into here, I think is what we're going to do. And then next turn, for our battle mage, Larina, she's going to grab that treasure chest and hopefully get something decent. So he's going to do his movement to try to get into this other room. 4 plus 2. Sure that's, yeah. So that's a total of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. If we flip this over, well, we know it says level 1 monster. So we're going to go back and we're going to fight this chamber monster and see what we get. Alright, here we are. This is chamber combat. We're going to flip this champion over and let's see what we get. Remember, this is either another assassin or another viper. Okay, it's the other assassin. This is the upgraded assassin. So it's skill, ability. Once per combat round, if the Vampiric Assassin inflicts at least 1 damage successfully on a hero, immediately remove 1 damage token from a monster card. So basically when she hits us, she is going to gain some health back. Alright, so there's our 3 tokens. So we know what we've got going on there. And let's see, let me just a little bit, there we go. So yeah, let's see what we can do. First attack. Once per combat round. If the Vampiric Assassin inflicts at least 1 damage, yeah. So the first time, if we miss the first time she does damage, she would remove it. So we're going to start with 2. So what is that? That is Arcane. We don't have any plus from here. We only have plus 1 from Carrick's ability. So that is going to be, we need a 12, so that means we need an 11 to hit. Whoa, 12 and 2, that is a hit. That's 2 damage. Boom. That was Arcane. Done. We need 1 more hit. Here we go. What do we got? Ooh. That's the bad one. That's mythical, and he's a -3. So he actually needs a 14 on this. Uh-oh. 3 and a 1. Yeah, that's only 10 short. So, he takes a damage. So he's going to go from 8 to 7. But her fresh blood, once per combat round, so we're still in the first round of combat, she's going to heal. She actually heals 1 of those damage and goes to 1. But that's okay, because guess what? The only one that's left? Yeah, that's right. That's what our boy was born for. Spiritual. He is at a +3 from the bow. He's got a +4 from his skill. That's a +7. And guess what? We need a 9. What's 7 minus 9? Well, that is not the right way. I went to public school. It's okay. I can fix this. 9 minus 7? That's a 2. I wonder if we're going to be able to roll a 2. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there's a 1 and 11. That was scary. Yeah, that was like almost the best and worst roll. But at any rate, that is 2. Guess what? That's a total of 3 damage. And boom, she's gone. Now, I know what you might be thinking, because I kind of think it myself at first. This is so easy with Carrick because he's leveled up. Well, yeah, and that's the deal, right? Because remember, the dungeon is still going to have, when we start the next quest table, the dungeon is still going to have these level 1s. So there's going to be chambers with level 1 monsters. And they may be easy to slay, right? They don't have a lot of gold and stuff with them. So it's still an opportunity. We could still jump in these chambers and fight them and take them out. Because remember, we got to have gold to buy potions. We need gold to find, gold to buy weapons and stuff like that. So, you know, it may be worth it, right? We may need to go into these other locations. It's going to be easy combat, and it's just going to be a matter of whether or not we find stuff. But you know, hey, if you needed a 4 to hit and you rolled a 2, you're still going to take damage regardless of what level you are. If you're level 3 and they're level 1, they can still damage you. So, you know, keep that in mind. So anyway, having said that, let's do the old gold roll here, or the loot roll, and let's see what we find. All right. Loot roll. We need a 17. 7 will give us money. 17 plus will give us loot. Oh my God, you saw that happen. It's a 20. Awesome. So we get money and loot. So we get 100 gold. Of course, Carrick is going to get that. So there's the 100 gold. And then we get a loot. So we're going to grab this huge loot deck. We'll give it a cut. I shuffle these backwards again. I hate when I do that. Alright, and the top card is Driftwood Bow. Cool. Alright. So, yeah, that's what we found is a Driftwood Bow. Now, here's the thing. I'm not 100% sure about this. I've actually posted on the Facebook group, because the rules say it can't be the same type of weapon, right? And it says you can't have 2 swords, you can't have 2 bows, you can't have 2 boa. But there's no keyword. I mean, obviously there's a bow, and they both say bow, but there's some things like Battered Claymore doesn't say it's a sword. I mean, I know it's a sword, but there's nothing that clearly defines that. So, I've always thought that as an alternative, you would just go with the warfare values, right? So this has ranged and spiritual. So say like this is a ranged type of warfare, so that's one type, and this is both. So I'm not sure if by virtue of the fact that this spiritual is here, that would make these 2 legal. Again, I know the rule book talks about bows and swords or whatever, but since there's no keyword that defines that, and again, it's open to interpretation, I've always assumed, I would interpret and say if they're both the same type of weapon, they would have the same warfare value, but this is kind of like a magical one, and this is like a regular one, so I would think they're different, but I posted that. For now, I'm just going to assume that they are different. Not that I would want to equip this over this one, but, there could come a situation where maybe this has a bonus for warfare roll, like ranged. This one is maybe, let's say that these numbers are reversed. Let's say this is a +1 and a +3 to spiritual, and then that one is a +3 to ranged. Well, I mean, I may want to use this one for range to have a better chance to hit as opposed to this one, and then use this one if it's a spiritual attack. So, it could potentially make a difference. So, for now, I'm just going to put it in a backpack. That's the other question I asked, is about inventory space, since that could not find the answer to that either. So, I'm just going to put both of these in Carrick's inventory. He's going to keep this bow equipped. That's the only thing he's going to have equipped. And his footman sword. And when I find out the answer, I will let you guys know as well. So, that completes his activation. Now we only have one more activation. That's going to be our battle mage. She's going to grab a treasure chest and hopefully get something good. So let's go over there to her. Oh, also notice by killing this, we get 2 life force. All right, so we're going to add 2 more to our pool. bring our pool total to actually 10. We do need to have 4 to level up our heroes during Celebration Day, so we need to save 8. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Alright, so cool. We are going to... we're going to the Battle Mage to see if we can find something in that treasure chest. Alright, here we go. Final activation. Number 6. With our Battle Mage, she is going to do some movement. And she's going to go for that chest with her first actions. Hey! That is a lot of movement. Alright, here we go. 1, 2. Let's see what we find. Alright, drawing the card. And we find... wall of arrows. Great. Show up the chest mechanism is heard, followed by arrows firing out of the walls. Place the arrow trap token on the space. Test agility 3 separate times. On a fail, roll a d6. The result is damage taken minus the hero's level. Any hero entering this space must also test agility. So, wow. Okay, well. Okie dokie. So this comes off. Arrow trap goes there. And we're making some agility rolls. Her agility is a 3, so it's an 18, so it's a 15. She does this 3 times. She needs a 15. She's not making this. A 20. What? Wait, what? Did that really? What happened? Huh. Did not expect that. Second roll. 19. Oh my Lanta. Holy smokes. Okay, that's 2 out of 3. Can she make the last one? Remember, it's an 18, so it's 15 plus. No. Okay, so she was bound to lose. Alright. And remember, it is a d6. Result is the damage taken minus the hero's level, so she's a level 1. So this minus 1. Oh. Awesome. She only takes 1 damage. Whew, that could have gone so much worse. She is at 6, so that means she's going to go down to 5. And that ends the hero phase. Now we're going to go to the monster phase. Holy smokes. Well, no, she actually gets to move again, doesn't she? Yeah, she gets to move again, I think. So, let's do some movement. She's going to try to go up here to check out that mining site. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She doesn't want to go into the chamber yet. Alright, cool. Now we're going to do the monster phase. Let's go to the monster board. Alright, so here we are at the monster board. And you can see we only have 4 minions. So of course, being that there are only 4 minions, we have to draw another minion. And that minion is going to be... oh, another Orc Siegebreaker. So we got a blue Orc Siegebreaker that we're going to have to spawn. Grab his mini, there's his mini. And remember, we have to roll also for rating. So we've got to grab our D10. We're going to go in order. Boom, 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 boom. So, Skeletal Grunt? No. Red Orc Siegebreaker? No, but close. Blue Orc Siegebreaker? A 6, that's a no. Wraith? An 8, that's a no. And the last Blue Orc Siegebreaker is a 2. That's a no. Awesome. So, none of those activate. So now let's do movement, and we will also place the Orc Siegebreaker blue. So let's go first to our Skeletal Grunt. Alrighty, we have our Skeletal Grunt. Remember, he is a D6 plus 2. He's heading this way towards the edge again. So let's roll that. 6. Wow. Okay. So he's moving 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is where he's at. Then we're looking at the red Orc Siegebreaker, who's right here. He's headed also back in that direction. It's a d6 plus 2. Wow, he's got 8 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's in the corner. Next is going to be the green Orc Siegebreaker.